guys, welcome to Comfort Life channel. I am so happy to see you here today in the new kitchen. I have moved, so this is the place where we're gonna make all our DIY recipes. And in this video we're talking about blackheads. I actually believe that blackheads is something that every one of us has dealt with, at one point or another in our lives, and it's absolutely something unpleasant. From my personal experience, I would tell that my skin is not very acne prone, right? And every time I notice I don't cleanse it properly and I don't do the certain masks, I might get in trouble here. So my first recommendation would be absolutely for sure, make sure you do clean your face twice a day. I do believe that if you're using a deep cleansing mask regularly, it will definitely help you to have a clean face, as these masks really help us to control the oil accumulation in the pore. They actually help us to remove the dirt, the dead skin cells, everything that might aggravate acne and blackheads. Obviously, if you already have a blackhead, the only reason for you to get rid of it would be manually extracted. We're gonna get back to this in a second. But this mask, actually these three masks, they will help you to prevent the blackheads from developing. So I'm gonna move forward to the first recipe. All the recipes are extremely simple and I would recommend you to do them regularly. This is very important. So these simple masks are designed to draw the impurities out of your pores, and they're very amazing. So the first mask I'm going to do will just contain two ingredients. The first ingredient will be clay. You could use red Moroccan clay or the bentonite clay. Today I am going to experiment with the blue clay. Well, this is a highly refined blue clay. It's a natural clay and it's really rich in minerals. It actually helps to rejuvenate your skin, and I'm using it because my skin is a little bit sensitive right now on the dry side. So most of, let's say, bentonite clay will definitely dry your skin if you use it too much and too often. I don't want to dry my skin out today, but I'm just giving you the options that you should find the clay that works best for your skin. So this is the clay for me right now, and we shall need 1 teaspoon of that. So I'm going to mix everything here in the glass container. And if you're using bentonite clay, make sure you do not use any metals. Work with either plastic or a wooden spoon. So, and the second ingredient here would be the witch hazel. I just have a regular witch hazel astringent, 100% all natural, and we shall need another teaspoon of that. While using this mask, you might feel a little bit of pulling. That's absolutely normal. This is actually good, and I would recommend you can either apply this mask only on the affected areas or on the entire face or only on your T-zone, let's say, because sometimes T-zone is the most oily skin in your face, and that would be a great solution. I like the proportions because this is exactly enough for one application, so you don't, because normally when you do DIY masks and recipes, you always have the some leftovers, and that's actually not good. My recommendation of using this mask would be to apply it on your face whenever you prefer, and it also could be applied on your body because blackheads, acne, they don't really appear only on our faces. And once it's dry, just wait. Don't use a lot of Mimic because it's gonna really make your face like tight. And then you rinse your face with warm water, and you proceed with your regular skincare routine. I would recommend using this mask. Let's say if you're using some kind of if you're using bentonite clay, I would say don't use it more often than 2-3 times a week. If you're using the blue clay and you really want to cleanse your face, like really get to do the job, you might even use it every second day. Again, my personal experience, I have to do a lot of job to keep my face clean, so I have to really cleanse it thoroughly twice a day. I always do it with oatmeal powder, with the salt, and I try to have every, type of different mask, clay mask, almost every single day in the evening time. So believe it or not, that's the only way that actually, keeps my face looking good. And I think, that's what I have to do. I will put all the ingredients for all the masks in the description bar down below this video. So this would be called like blackhead loosening our face mask. The next recipe is very simple. It also contains the 2 ingredients, and I would call it a blackhead scrub. For this recipe, I would need a tablespoon of milk. Well, I'd say the original recipe would call for some raw milk, but I believe, we can't really find any raw milk around that much. So I would just suggest using whole milk, as milk is rich in lactic acid, which is very good. And the second ingredient would be baking soda, which I have right here. I would need another tablespoon of baking soda. I'm sorry, we actually need 2 tablespoons, right? Because we want to make it a paste. you will actually adjust, you know, the amounts because you want it to become a paste. It doesn't have to be liquid, like very, very liquid. So I add a little more. So I'd say a heaping tablespoon, right? So once I have it, you see, it's a paste. It definitely is. Now, well, the way to use it on your face, you just need to scrub it gently. Don't apply too much pressure, but make sure you do it in circular motions. You might also work only in your T-zone area or the oily areas. And if you leave it on your face to dry, I'd say it would be like in the form of a gommage, which again, you would just gently remove, you know, from your face with your fingers and using some warm water. And that is really amazing. I won't recommend using it every day because of baking soda. So this is the recipe number 2. The last recipe I have for you here would be the recipe using an egg white. As you know, egg whites are amazing for acne-prone skin, for oily skin, and this mask could be used, I'd say once a week for sure, or maybe twice a week at night before you're going to sleep. For this mask, I'm going to use 1 egg white. So you're carefully trying to get just the egg white. You could use your egg yolk for a mask, let's say for a moisturizing mask under your eyes. I'm going just to save it. Just save my egg yolk. Now once my hands are clean from the egg white and an egg yolk, I would say we need to make our egg white fluffy. Well, you could do it manually with a fork. I am going to use a blender because this is going to speed up the process really, you know, a lot. Alright, I'm not really a huge fan of fluffing the egg white, so I'd say next time you're baking something and you need to really have some egg whites fluffed, you know, take the advantage and use that for your mask. Now once I have my egg white fluffed, you know, as much as I could, you know, we love our skin, so we have to sacrifice. The next ingredient, I'd say, we use the lemon. We just need 1/4, you know, of lemon juice, 1/4 teaspoon, I'm sorry, to be specific, so I added it here. And the last ingredient would also be the clay. So again, I'm gonna proceed with the same clay, with the blue natural clay. You could use the clay you have on hand, and I would need 1/2 teaspoon of that. So once everything is mixed, as you see, the egg yolk is fluffed, right? So it's like foamy mixture. You will really need to work a little to make sure it's all like, you know, perfectly combined. But the reason I like this mask is because the egg white is fluffed. It's, you know, it feels on your skin so good. Let's say, depending on the type of clay you're using, you might find this mixture a little thick. If it is the case, just add 1/2 teaspoon of water to make sure this mask could be evenly applied on your face. So you obviously don't see, but that's the way it looks. And once you apply this mask on your face, you just wait about 10 minutes, it's gonna dry, and then you need to remove it, like rinse your face with warm. Because we're using lemon in here, I would make sure if I were you, just make a little patch test, because some people don't do well with lemon juice. And then if you have a green light, just go ahead and use it. And again, because we're using the lemon juice, it makes our skin actually photosensitive, so make sure when you're using this during summer months, let's say, don't use it in the morning before you're just heading outside. Just do it at night, and don't do this more than once a week. I really hope you guys like these 3 recipes. They are indeed amazing. You should definitely try and see. You have a variety. It just takes 5 minutes to prepare all 3 of them basically. And I would just need to have a little bit of tips here. I know some people say all the time, do not extract your blackheads, for instance, but sometimes, I'm sorry, I'm always puzzled at this saying, you have to. I mean, you have this blackhead, it's just literally waving at you saying, hello, extract me, so you gotta do this. And there is nothing bad if you do it the right way. So the do's with the blackheads is always do make sure you have clean hands. Actually, you have clean hands and clean everything when you're preparing any DIY product. Also, before extracting a blackhead or a pimple, make sure you steam your face. It might be done, you know, after the shower, or you could just steam it over a pot, just fill it up with water, or add some herbs, which would be just amazing, because you don't do it in a regular, like you don't do it every day, right? So once that's done, your face, your all pores are open, so they're like ready to be, you know, to work with you. Every time you're touching your face, when you're going to extract something, see your nails might really go deep into your skin, which will damage it. You don't want it. Plus, it might slip and make the whole process a mess. You don't want that again. So I would recommend you to get a tissue or a little towel. When you wrap your fingers in it, And you know, when you're firmly, you know what you're doing, you do it, right? You extract the blackhead. You don't need to do it until you like see your blood just dripping on your face. Just make sure you extract it, and then I would recommend to add a little bit of witch hazel or BHA lotion, something to sanitize the area a little bit. Some people do well with alcohol. I would say maybe yes, maybe you just take little cotton pad and just do a couple of drops and just do it on this place directly. This will absolutely make sure there's no bacteria involved. You don't spread it all around your face. I know it might sound a little gross, things I'm saying, but we're talking about real things. As far as don'ts, obviously, do not ever try to do something, you know, when you're in the car, when you're bored, your face is not clean, your face must be clean, your hands must be clean, and every time you know you have a blackhead but it's not really ready to go, please don't do it, because I know you're so tempted, and but that's not gonna really help you anyhow, because it will make sure that tomorrow you're gonna have another one. It's gonna look worse because you really, you know, you made the whole healing process messed up, so you don't want to do that. So rule number one, you have to wait until the best moment. Cleansing your face, again, oatmeal method is amazing, and using the masks almost like, you know, on a daily basis will improve your condition dramatically. You have to do a little work to see the results, you know, let alone make sure you have proper diet, you don't have any food sensitivity, you do drink enough of water, you don't really do a lot of caffeine, because I remember the time in my life when my face was just covered in acne, and I went to the skincare specialist, right, esthetician, and she said, do you drink coffee? And I was like, oh yeah, I say I get about 4 cups a day. And she's like, oh, you have to stop. And I was actually drinking my coffee with milk every time, and this is absolutely no for me. I do know, according, you know, to my blood work, that the milk is an allergen for me, so I can't really drink it. And I'm not upset, I'm not really a huge fan of it. You just like drinking a latte, and the milk is actually required. I know there are many substitutions right now, like almond milk, soy milk. I will make a video about this, because this is not really as a healthy option as it sounds. I guess I'm gonna stop talking right here. I really hope you guys like this video. I wish you to stay very happy and very healthy. I wish you to enjoy yourself and enjoy your lives as much as you can. All the details would be in the description bar down below this video. Thank you so much for your love and attention. If you like this video, please put the thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you later.